Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss real number part 2. I am going to discuss the numbers today. So the numbers can be classified as real numbers and imaginary numbers. The numbers that can be marked on a number line are called real numbers. Example root 2, 0.3, 5 by 3, 4, -1, etc. While the numbers that cannot be denoted on the number line are called imaginary numbers. Example under root -2, under root -5, etc. It is to note that root of negative number does not exist, so they are called imaginary numbers. Real numbers can be classified into two, that is rational number and irrational numbers. What is rational number? A number that can be represented in the form p by q and q not equal to 0. It can be either terminating, and if non-terminating, then it will be recurring or repeating. Examples 3 upon 5, 5 upon 6, 0.3, -1, 4, etc. And irrational numbers are those numbers that cannot be represented in the form of p by q, and it is neither terminating nor recurring. Example under root 2, under root 3, under root 5. It is to be noted that here all the numbers which are prime or multiple of primes will be existing as irrational numbers. Now, how to find if a rational number is terminating or non-terminating? The rule says that always we have to check the denominator if it exists in the form 2 to power m or 5 to power n or 2 to power m multiply 5 to power m. Already I have discussed about these numbers in my first copy, and that is real number. If it exists in this form, then it is terminating, and if the denominator contains any other number like 3, 7 or any other prime, then the rational number will be non-terminating. Example, I have taken a number 49 by 350. So this can be diminished to 7 by 50. We have to remove all the common numbers between the denominator and the numerator. This comes out to be 7 divided by 2 to power 1 multiply 5 to power 2. So we see that the denominator 2 to power 1 and 5 to power 2, here the power of 5 is greater than the power of 2. So 7 by 50 will terminate after 2 places of decimal. That is 7 by 50 must be equals to 0.14. That is, you can see that after decimal it has 2 digits. Rule for finding p upon q of a non-terminating decimal rational number. In this case, we have to first bring the decimal before the bar or recurring number. Then multiply by as many zeros as the bar on the number. Then we have to subtract 2 from 1 to find p by q. By example you will understand. Suppose we have a number 3.3 bar. 3 bar means this 3 will be repeating as many times as it can. So that will be repeating indefinitely. So the number stated above has decimal place before bar. So this becomes equation 1. You can see that before this bar there is a decimal. So this becomes equation 1. X equals to 3.3 bar. And since there is a bar on only one digit, so multiply x by 10. You can see that there is only one number 3 on which bar appears. So we have to multiply by that many zeros only. So here there is only one number, so I am multiplying here by 10. So this becomes 10x equals to 3.3 bar multiplied 10 equals to 33.3 bar. Now we need to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Now equation 2 minus equation 1 gives us the number 30. So 9x equals to 30, or x equals to 30 upon 9, that is 10 by 3. In example 2, the decimal is not just immediate or just before the bar. So bring it before bar for making equation 1. So we are writing here x equals to 0.254 bar. Just I have to multiply by 10 in order to bring this decimal just before the bar. So here it is multiplied by 10 and it becomes 10x equals to 2.54 bar. And this becomes equation number 1. Now we can see that there are 2 digits on which the bar occurs. So we have to multiply 10x by 100 or 2 zeros in order to get this decimal shifted after the bar. Multiply by 2 zeros since bar is present on the 2 numbers. So 10x multiplied by 100 becomes 2.54 bar into 100 or 1000x equals to 254.54 bar. Now we have to subtract this equation 2 and equation 1. 1000x minus 10x becomes 252 and here it is, the equation becomes 990x equals to 252. On solving we get x equals to 252 upon 990 and ultimately we get the result 14 by 55. Therefore 0.254 bar becomes 14 upon 55. Again coming to rational number can be divided into 2 parts, that is the integer and the non-integer. Integer is positive integer and negative integer and 0, while non-integers are the fractions and the decimals. Here positive integer can be divided or can be classified as whole number along with the 0. If I consider positive number and 0, then together it becomes whole number. And in the whole number, if I remove 0, then they become natural number. In non-integer, there are only 2 classifications, fractions and decimals. In summary, we can say that numbers are of 2 types, real and imaginary. All the numbers that can be drawn on the number line are real. Those numbers that cannot be drawn on the number line are imaginary. Real numbers can be classified as rational or irrational. Rational numbers are written in the form of p by q and they can be either terminating, if non-terminating then recurring. Irrational numbers are always non-terminating and non-recurring. Rational numbers can be divided into 2 types, categories, integer and non-integer. Integer can be positive or negative and 0. Positive number with 0 will be whole number and whole number without 0 will be natural number. So if a question will be asked, are integers a whole number? No. But are whole numbers integers? Yes. So the one which is below is a sub part of the above number. In this way, we can solve all the questions of true false. Thank you.